Hey crafters, it's Janet with Crafting It Up in Creations, coming at you today with something a little different. I promised this a long time ago, so I thought I would make good on this. But I'm going to show you how to upscale some of these Dollar Tree stickers. Now they have come out with these butterflies and even these flowers in some different colors. And of course they also have them in just plain white. I haven't really liked the colors that they come out with. Some of them are too bright, almost neon color like. So I didn't really like those. So I purchased the white ones, and I'm going to show you a few different ideas on how you can color them and just dress them up a little bit more and have them in your stash ready to go on packages or anything for embellishments such as cards or your scrapbooks or anything like that. So they're just little paper flowers. They've got pop dots in between them to pop them up. They've got jewels. Dollar Tree also has these heart jewels. They also have the round ones that are in clear. They come in different colors too, but you can't always find them. They have the pearls, and these are just little heart pearls. And I've just used a Sharpie marker on one of those right now to show you that you can even color those pearls. So there's a lot of different options. So when you see the plain ones, the clear ones, the white ones, I want you to look at it a little bit differently and think of something else that you could do to upscale it and make it even better than it already is. So the first thing we're going to do is I kind of just bend the top part of that flower up. And the first thing I'm going to use right now is a Copic sketch marker. Now these were a special anniversary edition, so they include a brush and a fine tip pen. And they also make other same type of alcohol type markers. These are Spectrum Noir, and I got these in a kit from Home Shopping that came with adult coloring books. But typically these Copic markers have a fine tip and a brush tip and a chisel tip like this, but the special anniversary ones had the fine tip and the brush tip, and they're in black when typically they're white. So I'm just going to use these and color the petals. Now I love these markers. I am no artist by any means, but these blend so well. So if you use stamped images and you use Copic markers, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you think there's not a difference in markers, then you haven't tried enough of them, because I was not sold on them because the price point on these is very expensive. So I highly recommend, if at all possible, get a small set from Michael's or Joann's and make sure you use like a 50% off coupon, or even the 60 whenever they bring that out. Now if you color over them one time, a lot of times you'll see your stroke marks into the flower, but if you go over it a second time, it smooths out that color and it looks so nice. So I basically just use Copic markers, Sharpies, and some Bic markers today, but certainly you could use watercolor markers, or those I know there's some other brush tip markers out there that aren't necessarily alcohol based that would work perfectly for these. Now this is the Spectrum Noir, and I can't wait to show you what color this comes out, because it says magenta and it really does come out a magenta color, but the color on the cap does not look like at all what the flower comes out to look like. It's still very pretty though. But look how dark this is. And it truly is a magenta. I can't say that I'm disappointed in the color, but when I looked at it and I looked at the lid, I thought that does not look at all like it. So the color does not match the lid. But these are really nice. Spectrum Noir alcohol markers are very comparable to the Copics as well. Copic does round barrel markers also, and they're a little bit cheaper than the other barrels. Now I do understand that the ones don't roll off your desk as easy. They stack a little better, but I'm not in particular in that part of it. But I really love these, and I decided to make 2 different color petals, and that makes it just kind of different and fun. This is a Spectrum Noir Sparkle. It's kind of just like that Wink of Stella that I've used before, and it has that glitter in it, so I use that on the bottom petals, and that color kind of matches it, and then mostly what you see is that little bit of glimmer that will come through, and it's so pretty. And I'm all about some glitter, so adding some of these to the tips of the flowers just gives it a little bit more pizzazz. And even just coloring it makes a difference. You can color these flowers to whatever you're making and make the colors match. I was a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator at one time, so they had markers and ink pads and all that stuff that matched, so you could use those markers that they have. I think they're bringing out some alcohol markers now again. They had some before that I don't think they worked out as well, but I'm assuming they have a different manufacturer, and they're coming out with some more, so there's definitely a price point to those, but even their other markers match their color sets, which makes it really nice when you go to matching up things. So I even use the Bic, it's kind of like a Sharpie marker on one of the flowers, and it comes out really nice. And then I decided to try it on the gem, and it looks so pretty. So you can definitely tell when you compare it that gem comes out and looks bluer. So I decided to use one of the other pink ones on this one, and I accidentally hit the flower, of course. And it just gives it just a little bit of color there. And I think it's really pretty. So I'm like, oh, even better that you can color the centers. Now here's another option. You can use dye, out of your kitchen. Some of these are really old, I hate to say. And I've just kind of dedicated them to my craft area, and I just mixed it with a little bit of water, and I'm gonna just paint it on the flowers, and this gives a wonderful watercolor effect, and it doesn't take very long for the little flowers to dry, because it's not very much to it, but this just gives such a pretty effect. There's different colors, there's pastel colors, there's dark colors, and you can get these at the Dollar Tree even, where you get like the 4 different colors of food coloring for $1, and that makes a really good price point as well. So I would check out their cooking section and see if you could find those if you're interested in the little watercolor. And just letting it sit on there and pool and getting that different variations just really makes these really pretty. And I'm going to pull up this first one that I did that's kind of already started to dry and show how it looks. So this is the brand new one. That's the wet one. And I kind of sit there and I fool with it, but I'm like, I kind of like the other one that's already started to dry. That you can kind of see up in the corner. There we go. That still has a little bit of the white showing in there. I think that watercolor looks really pretty. Now the white gel pen, there's a Signo gel pen. These are really nice. They're a little more expensive. I want to say these are $3.99 or $4.99. The Jelly Roll are like $1.99 at Michael's. So the price point on these are a little bit cheaper, And just what you can do with a white gel pen to make your images pop is just some really cool, awesome effects. I'm not that good of a drawer or anything like that, so I just kind of add some little squiggle lines and some dots, and it just adds a little bit of something to it. And I'm not really even any good at this, so I know that there are some artists out there that can draw and do a lot of different things that could probably even make these look even better than I could. But what a lot of fun. I mean, this just kind of adds to it and just really makes it pretty. Just adding little details. It's addicting. And then that's what it looks like kind of up close. And I've done several of these. I've done this blue one. I did the Winkostella on that pink flower. There's the clear Winkostella that just adds the glitter to it. This pink one here is pink food coloring as well. And this was a pale blue food coloring right next to it. But that pink looks like hot pink, but when it comes out, it definitely looks just like the pink on the lid. Now I used a jelly roll pen on this, and this one's actually kind of has like a 3D effect, I guess you could say. And it showed up really well. And this is the Winkostella pen, and it's basically a brush pen. It's by Zig, and it has glitter within inside that barrel. Now if this gets empty, you can add a little bit of water to it even and get a little bit more life out of it. But you got to prime it when you first get the pen and get the glitter to the tip. But you basically just brush it on, just like a brush, over your image. And I love using this on stamped images to kind of give a little bit of glitter effect for images to pop. And you can tell what a difference it makes just even on that one side of that butterfly. And it's so pretty. I colored several different of these images with the Copic markers, some with the Bic and some with Sharpies, and they all turned out really good. And of course, with the food coloring, there's so many different options. There's watercolor markers, there's you can add some of those little glue pens and add glitter to it. I think that would be really pretty. Here I'm going to use one of the Sharpie markers on the clear gems, and I absolutely love this color. I'm thinking about pulling this Sharpie marker out and using it with my travel notebook because I think that color is just beautiful. I love mauve, so of course I'm all about some purple and pink. And of course I used it on this little heart as well, just going over the little tiny pearls. And I kind of just circle around to add the color to those. And it comes out really pretty. I love that. And then this one is actually a regular sized Sharpie instead of that really thin tip. And I add that to some of the pearls as well. But it's definitely a way to add embellishments to something and color coordinate it. And look how pretty that turned out. And I was really loving this orange, just because it sort of looks orangish coral. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to add this to some of the hearts. So I go back and I pull the hearts back right in front of me, and I color quite a few of those. This orange color, I just think it is so pretty. And the Bic Marks a lot brand, they colored really well over the gems, over the pearls. I really liked them. I liked them actually better than I did the Sharpie markers as far as coloring over them. It seemed like the color was more vibrant and bright. Definitely anything that's a pastel color though in the Sharpie or the Bic, they didn't show up very well. I really loved this color. It's a hot aqua. I thought that came out really pretty. And I did several of the hearts in this color. And of course, you can always leave some of them clear because that just adds some pop of, clear goes with anything. So if you add just a clear heart to something, it may make the color out around it stand out, but this definitely gives you options of adding colors to them, without buying a whole pack of purple, because you may not even need 25 purple hearts, for anything in particular, but this definitely gives you some options. And like with the butterflies, I've kind of added some of the white gel pen to it. And yeah, that doesn't look all that great, but hey. Just adding some little dots and squiggly lines, just themselves, do kind of add to it. For the most part, I love how a lot of these turned out, and I just thought that, this would give you ideas on different things that you could do as well. And the next time you see, those plain white flowers at the Dollar Tree, maybe you'll even think of other ideas that you can do as well to dress them up. I'd like to do more of these in the future and maybe cover them with glitter or the glossy accents or different things like that. But I thought strictly this video I would stick with coloring. And it ends up that the video ended up long enough as it was. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below for me. I try to get back to you as soon as I can. I really enjoy reading all the comments. I love interaction with you guys and other like-minded crafters. This is just something that I really enjoy doing, and my family, I wouldn't say they take it for granted, but I guess they sort of do, because they always just know that, hey, Mom's crafty or Janet's crafty. But they don't sit back and say, oh, that's so neat, But you guys give me that kind of feedback. They're just used to it, I guess you could say. So this is just some little elements of fun that I've added to some of these flowers, and I'm just kind of sharing that with you and with the white gel pen. And I just really love these. A lot of these came out a lot cuter than even what I had expected them to. But I also wanted to show you the pearls that come from the Dollar Tree, and using the Sharpie or the Bic markers on those works out really well. Now the Copic markers, not so much. The alcohol just doesn't really adhere very well to these, but these permanent markers do. Now you just kind of have to circle around and go around them, and if you end up with an area that doesn't color as well, then you just go right back over it. But like the teal and that purple and the Bic, they just come out so pretty. And now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't use any of the orange on those, and I was really loving that orange on those clear gems. And again, if you have any questions or comments or suggestions, definitely leave them down below. Like I say, I truly love interacting with everybody. The crafting community is just a wonderful place. I belong to several groups on Facebook, and it's so nice how Most people are very forthcoming with, how they do things and showing people things, and I love that about it, because that's how we all learn. And I love interacting with everyone on this. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys are having a great week. I really do appreciate you stopping by my channel. If you haven't already, make sure you click that like button, and of course subscribe if you haven't. And if you hit that bell, that'll notify you every single time I upload a new video. That's one way to kind of keep track. I don't have a set schedule right now. Even just within the last several days, I've tried to put out several videos, but once I go back to work, I'll probably have to work quite a few days in a row because that's what I do in the summer, so I can get kind of some of these long breaks off. But I won't be able to post anything on those days. Those 12-hour shifts kill me. But anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you all get a chance to craft it up, and have a good one. Take care.